My name is Kalen Deese, Supreme Court reporter for the Washington Examiner, and I'm joined today by Ryan Walters, Superintendent for Public Instruction in the state of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma Superintendent Ryan Walters is pushing for a major change in education governance, proposing laws to elect superintendents directly by communities rather than through school boards.
I ran on reform, bringing education back to where it used to be and a focus on the basics. And that's what we're going to continue to do here. And we've got to make these left-wing bureaucrats back answerable to their constituents, to their families, to their parents. Doesn't matter how red your state is. The radical left has controlled education, even in a red state like Oklahoma. When I came into office, I had to fire 150 woke bureaucrats from the Department of Education that were pushing left-wing agenda onto our kids, onto our schools.
He links the proposal to Donald Trump's education agenda, calling it a fundamental shift to empower parents.
President Trump's plan has been crystal clear. The Department of Education is going to be done away with. To your point, we had under this previous Department of Education them swoop in, redefine Title IX illegally. We were the first state to sue the Biden administration. We were also the first state to say we wouldn't comply. I said none of our districts are going to comply with this crazy ruling to force boys into girls' sports, boys into girls' bathrooms. It's absurd. We're not going to do it. But that's the power we've left in that agency to allow left-wing bureaucrats to go in there and undermine the will of the people. So you've got to do away with the agency. And I believe President Trump's going to get that done quickly. By the way, I think this is going to happen very quickly in his first term, at the first 100 days of this second term.
The plan, which requires legislative approval, has sparked controversy. Critics, including some Republicans, dismiss it as a distraction from addressing issues like poor student performance. Others worry about unqualified candidates taking leadership roles. Walters counters by emphasizing community trust and finding strong leaders.
We have incredible education reform going on here. We're leading the country in education reform, putting America first in every policy here in our education system. But we have rogue superintendents that continue to defy the will of the people here in Oklahoma. They forced masks on kids, tried to force vaccines on kids, put genderqueer and flamer in kindergarten kids' classrooms, graphic pornography. They pushed the Bible out of school and pushed atheism on kids intentionally from the state. So it's time to make them accountable to the voters. As President Trump promised to bring to the White House, we are going to fulfill that promise here in Oklahoma and make sure that our superintendents are responsive to the needs of their community. And the best way to do that is to make them elected office holders.
The proposal adds to Walters' conservative reform agenda, including efforts to mandate Bible instruction and promote classroom prayer, which have faced legal challenges. Despite opposition, Walters remains confident his plan will pass and inspire a national movement.
We're going to have the Bible in every classroom here in the state of Oklahoma. We're very proud to be the first state to do that. We have got to fight these battle lines to make sure that our history is being taught to our kids. Look, the left can be offended by it. They cannot agree with it, but they can't change history. As a part of this nation history, we have Judeo-Christian values throughout American history that played a role. We are going to teach that to the next generation, and I believe it's of the utmost importance. If America is going to continue to be the greatest country in the history of the world, that our kids understand our history and how we got here, and that's absolutely part of it.